As we enter into the busy holiday travel season, we want to get as much help from the experts as we can. Tamra Johnson from AAA is joining us now to talk about, of course, the busiest holiday travel season of the year. But as we start to think about weather impacting that holiday travel, what are some of the most common problems that you see with folks out on the roads when things start to get snowy and icy and dicey?
Yeah, so Thanksgiving is always a very popular travel holiday, and we are projecting that we're going to have to rescue about 360,000 travelers on the road this year. And that's really mostly due to lockouts, dead batteries, and blown tires. So, the biggest recommendation for those drivers who are going to be hitting the road for those longer trips, get your vehicle inspected before you actually get on the road and making sure that you're checking your tread and your tire pressure as well as your battery on your vehicle.
And then for anyone who's going to be traveling by air, as you're planning your trip, as you're just starting to get booking things, is there anything you can do early on to maybe save you some headaches later?
Yeah, so Thanksgiving is going to be very popular for air travelers as well. We are projecting that about 4 million Americans will be traveling by plane this year. And the airports are going to be busy. So, first, you want to make sure that you're planning ahead in terms of getting to the airport. But also, when it comes to actually booking that trip, we found that those who wait and maybe are a little bit last minute, like me, they might actually get better fares. So, that's not always a bad thing, but you don't want to wait too late because flight obviously book up. Now, we are recommending that traveling on the day of the holiday, if you can actually travel on Thanksgiving, you're likely to get the best deal. Try to book your flight early in the morning. Those that are going to be traveling between that Tuesday and that Thanksgiving day are going to pay between $450 and about $500 on average for your flight.
And if you are booking flights, are there any airports that are notoriously difficult when it comes to weather-related delays that you know in your experience?
So we do know that if you're traveling through some of those more wintry locations, Midwest locations like Michigan, Wisconsin, you're likely to see a lot of snow. But even some of those off locations, you want to make sure if it's a busy airport, you want to plan ahead. So we recommend staying in touch with your airlines, make sure that you're calling ahead and try to get to the airport about 2 hours early before your flight.
Yeah, the earlier the better, and pack your patience for sure. And probably a good piece of advice if you're going to be in the car as well, leaving early, giving yourself plenty of time. What other advice can you give for people as far as safety is concerned and just sanity as they head out on the roads this holiday season?
Well, if you're going to be driving, safety on the road is so important. We encourage you to really look at and monitor your drive. You want to give yourself enough breaks so you don't find yourself driving drowsy. We recommend giving yourself a break every 100 miles or every 2 hours. And also make sure that you're packing snacks. If you have someone else in the vehicle with you, make sure that you're taking turns driving. That can help with the trip and actually not allow you to get too tired behind the wheel.
Yeah, better to make it there safe and late than not make it there at all. That's for sure. And
Absolutely.
any other insider tips you can give us, especially this holiday season? Is there anything that's sticking out to you this year that might be different than recent years in the past?
Sure. So we actually are able to team with InRigs, which is a transportation company, and they provide us with some of the worst and best times to travel if you're going to be out on the roads. And if you're traveling through some of those major metropolitan areas, we're finding that travel is actually going to start picking up on Monday with the worst times to get on the road during that early afternoon rush hour between about 5 to 6 p.m. On Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you can avoid those times altogether, that would be your best bet. And also look along your route. If you're going to be traveling through a major city, you want to make sure that you're not hitting that city during those bad times.
Want to say a huge thank you to Tamra Johnson with AAA National for joining us and giving us so many insider tips that I know I'm going to use coming up this holiday season. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again very soon. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.